couple scheduled for a Caribbean cruise last month. Both tested positive for COVID-19 and negative on the same day, and now they're wondering why.
This is quite a story. Many cruise lines require that passengers must be fully vaccinated and test negative for the virus before the sailing date.
The couple contacted WATE 6 on Your Side consumer reporter Don Dare about their conflicting test results.
Well, Elizabeth, the couple had their cruise scheduled a long time ago, and they had taken every precaution to avoid the coronavirus. The cruise line George and Lottie Richardson chose requires two things: proof of being fully vaccinated and negative test results within days of leaving shore. They followed the cruise line's procedure, but neither could believe the test results when they were read. They had tested positive for the virus. The Richardson family enjoys looking at pictures of their recent cruise together.
This was once in a lifetime. I'm so glad y'all got to make the trip.
But Lottie and George Richardson almost didn't make the cruise. That would have left their daughter Jordan and other family members travel without them. Their scheduled Carnival cruise to the Caribbean islands requires that no one passenger test positive for the coronavirus 2 days prior to departure. Another requirement is that passengers be fully vaccinated. Lottie and George have received both shots. So a couple of days before heading to Miami, they were tested.
This was a rapid COVID-19 test that is administered just through the nose, and you can wait while you're there in the office to get the results of it. I guess that's the rapid part.
The results were?
Came up positive for myself and then my husband.
You're both positive, you and your wife. I know that. I didn't say anything to them, but I'm thinking to myself, this can't be.
George said neither he nor Lottie showed any symptoms for the virus. They had their cards to show proof they had both been vaccinated.
That was devastating because not only was it hit, like we felt that that's not possible with us. We don't go to work, we're at home, we're closed in since it all began. It's just been George and I.
I just didn't believe it. I mean, show me. I mean, I have to have some proof. So that's when we decided to, okay, we're going to start looking at other places as soon as we get out of here.
As they started looking, they found this free COVID testing site on Cumberland Avenue. No appointment was needed, and the results of the rapid test would take about 15 minutes. Plus, it offered the reliable nose swab PCR test for the virus.
And they gave us, on the site, the rapid COVID-19 test. And we waited for, 20 minutes or so? And they gave it, and then they gave us the full spectrum, which is the other test that's in their battery of tests.
They found the results, and they were negative, which I wasn't surprised.
The family got to enjoy their cruise together, and no one was sick. But why were there positive and negative test results on the same day, just hours apart? We asked that question to Dr. Eric Penniman. He's the medical director of Summit Medical Group. Summit Medical did not test either George or Lottie.
So in this case, the couple had two false positives, so each of them having a false positive, and we know the specificity of even the rapid COVID tests is really good. It's like 97%, meaning the likelihood of a false positive is only about 3%. So each of them ended up with false positives, which is a pretty unusual scenario.
After they had this false positive, quickly they went and got another test. And that was the correct thing to do?
Absolutely. In this scenario, it was perfectly fine that they went and had the rapid test, but it's really unusual that they both got false positive results.
And Dr. Penniman says interpreting the results of a test for COVID depends on two things: the accuracy of the test and the pre-test probability, or the estimated risk of disease before testing. The risk of disease for the Richardsons was low because they were fully vaccinated, avoided crowds, wore masks when they were in public places, and they had no symptoms of the virus. So after the positive test results came back, they did the right thing by getting a second test at a different location. They got both the rapid test and the longer PCR test. Elizabeth?
Don, thank you so much. And if you have a consumer question for Don, you can send him an email at ddare@wate.com, or you can call his 6 on Your Side hotline. That number, you see it right there on your screen, 865-633-5974.